The biggest thing that holds us back from really being the person that we want to be, stepping into our goals, whether it's having a nice shape, having our mind right, just liking ourselves, is having complete alignment of the exact vision, the exact things that we really want to do in life, and really aligning our actions with that vision. And it's the moment that your actions aren't aligned with that vision that you notice your self-esteem start to take a hit. It's that feeling within you, that deep, nagging feeling of pain, of I'm not good enough, that really holds us back. And that feeling of I'm not good enough is a compilation and an accumulation of stacking actions that don't align with the vision that you tell yourself that you want. It's those little things when you wake up a little bit later and in your brain, you're knowing that you should get up a little bit earlier. It's those little things that when you know you should go to the gym, you don't go to the gym. Or when you see that plate of food and you know you shouldn't eat it, that you do. It's all these little habits that we keep stacking up against our favor that makes us not feel good enough. And when we don't feel good enough and everything else has been prioritized over our own priorities, that we start to feel incredibly disconnected and we don't believe in ourselves because of that. So the way that I started my journey was that I just simply started stacking up habits in favor of the things that I told myself I wanted to have, of the kind of person that I wanted to be. And that started with working out. That started with getting my body right, the most simplest thing. Something that was in control and available. Started with the body weight exercises, not even at a gym, just kept it simple essentially. And that was the foundation of starting to prove to myself that I can create, that I can do things that make me feel good. And the beautiful thing about that is that I got my state in a place to where I could genuinely feel good about myself. My endorphins were pumped and I could utilize that momentum to now do other things. Whether it was career related, relationship related, I could start now using that positive momentum from the foundation of my fitness, start booting myself in those other areas, which then helped me improve my alignment between my thoughts and my actions, which helped me improve my self-esteem, which then cemented further my belief that I can do more things. And that's the thing, people don't believe themselves nowadays. And if you don't believe yourself, it's very, very hard to follow through with the necessary actions. So start stacking up habits and actions in favor so you can build more self-belief. And when you can start seeing the vision more and believing that you can achieve it, you'll start following through on more actions that are aligning more, and it's a positive momentum up. But the only way to get to that point to where you really feel deserving of that goal and you start living it is to start stacking the wins. Stack little habits each and every single day. Be clear on the kind of person you want to be clear on the actions necessary to get there, and start taking action one by one. It doesn't have to be everything all at once. You can start stacking things over time. Keep it simple. 3 workouts a week. XYZ amount of days where you're eating in a particular way. And this is exactly why I coach what I coach. This is exactly why fitness is one of the most easiest available ways to start stacking these habits in your favor. And as you're going to go through this journey, you're going to start changing your perspective along the way of what it really takes to get to the next level. And your mindset will start developing. The way you see things start to shift. You're constantly in a high vibrational frequency state that allows you to then build in other areas. And as you're building in those areas, you start challenging the way that you think along the way to get to the next level. Before you know it, you keep doing this over and over again. You're not going to recognize the person that you are compared to how you were before. It's going to be very hard to relate to old things that you did, and you won't want to go back. Most people don't get to this point because they allow their environment or negative thought patterns to keep them where they're at and where they believe they deserve to be. They didn't follow through those little actions. They didn't have the right people around them to hold them accountable or keep their perspective right when it mattered. And this is the power in community. This is the power in being around people who believe in you, who see potential in you. It's because if you don't see it in the beginning, it helps to have someone instill that belief within you and say, hey, no, you're fucking up. Go do that workout. There's no reason why you can't. There's no reason why. Even if you have to wake up at 2 a.m. to stick to your word, You stick to your word. You start stacking one thing at a time and proving to yourself that you are worthy of it, that you can follow through with your word. And if you can commit to doing these habits, now you know that you can trust your word to commit to other things in your life. You do that over and over again until you create the person that you are truly proud of and watch your life reflect and mirror the quality of the life reflecting the quality of the person that you are. This is why I do what I do. This is exactly what I do with myself. I had no sense of self-worth when I was younger. I had no confidence. I started working out, started playing piano, learning, developing skills, social skills, developing that and transmuting it into business. More and more, got out of my hometown, surrounded myself with the right people until I could truly create a life that other people just wouldn't recognize was me. Heck, people in my school don't even remember me. They don't remember me. I was no one at the time. I was no one to them, and I was no one to myself. I had to prove it. So prove to yourself what you're capable of. Get the right guidance. I've invested over 6 figures into my personal development, and I'll continue to. Because I know what the alternative is like. It's painful. And we only have one life, and I refuse to live one less than what I know I'm capable of, and I advise that you do the same. So do what you need to do. Apply if you have to. Get the right guidance. Start stacking those wins.